So this is just like I say, a wildly incomplete survey. I threw a bunch of poster images in a folder. This is not to say that the poster that you include with your book needs to be this complicated. I just thought I would give you some eye candy to consider for the inside poster of your book. So long history, of course, of poster design in this country and others. This is from 1887 um, to express the mystery and wonder that is to happen at the Egyptian Hall. Okay, I'm going to jump all around these two um, Russian brothers made some of my favorite posters. The film posters of the Russian avant-garde. These are the Stenberg brothers. What I love about these posters, and they're huge. First of all, they're lithographs, so these were drawn and done with big slabs of stone. But I love the strong design with the strong sort of the strong movement lines and the beautiful type coming in from the edges here. So wonderfully incorporated with the illustration. The type really becomes an object, one of the objects in the illustration. And I love how they're combining this sort of realistic drawing style with these great graphic shapes. Beautiful. This is one of my favorites. The feeling here is so exquisite and sad. Great color too. And again, that lettering sort of becoming shadow, becoming or incorporated into the shadow, but also becoming sort of the corners of the building and the lights in the buildings. Battleship Potemkin. Another just a couple of great examples. Yeah, so I dropped a lot of their work in here. I hope someday to make poster work this enthralling. Another favorite. Man with a movie camera. Okay, jumping all over the place. This is from the 1960s, Japan, Hatsuyama Shiguo. This is Tadanori Yoku, who is another favorite of mine. You can definitely see the connection to actually the Stenberg brothers, but this is sort of incorporating sort of pop psychedelia and photography with more incredibly strong graphic design. Nothing's saying that the center of your book, your poster, can't be a big weird drawing like this. This could be your poster. So using collage, another possibility, wild layers of collage, like this, like this, like this. A little bit of illustration here, but it's mostly collage, right? Back to Shigeru. Okay, back to the States, or over to the States, Rick Griffin from the 1960s. Sort of one of the reasons why the Fillmore poster style in San Francisco exists the way it does. It's all thanks to Rick Griffin and his black line work. Strange, wonderful, psychedelic, visionary. Kind of a sad personal story this guy had, but such incredible work. Again, I'm not saying your work needs to look this way, just giving you some eye candy. I love the frames here, and this is something you'll see over and over again in the Fillmore poster style. This interest in this strong graphic frame, showing you these little windows, these little worlds. This is a group of ne'er-do-wells who sort of revolutionized poster style in the 1960s. Kind of a sad story. They weren't paid well by the Fillmore. They weren't paid well for their work. You can see where they're getting their inspiration from photography of the time. This I found at the Oakland Museum. I also put a link to the Oakland Museum poster show in the description of this assignment. The classic, right? I think my brother had this poster. I grew up just wondering what the hell this was about. I didn't understand it, but I went to go see the Grateful Dead once, and I still didn't understand it. But I'm glad I saw them play before Jerry died. Beautiful drawing. Just love the weird colors here. So more of that, the classic Fillmore style. If you ever get a chance to go see a show at the Fillmore, you can see they have a beautiful collection of posters going all the way back to, you know, the early 1950s all the way through to 2000s and beyond. The lettering here is worth talking about. I have a hard time reading this lettering sometimes, and I realized after a while that I wasn't meant to read the lettering, because if you can read the lettering, then you can show up to the show. If you can't, then you don't. It's like a code you have to crack, right? So the squares aren't supposed to be there. Only you're supposed to be there because you can read this. Great color again. And this is all done with, these are actually not screen printed. These are printed offset, but they're printed with such pure ink colors that they look to be screen printed. Okay, so yeah, I love this one too. Super mysterious. I don't know what it's for. No idea. I just know that I love it. I love the lettering. Okay. The Richard Avedon photos of the Beatles. I grew up with this stuff. Some of these artists I don't know as well. This is Alex Gray, another visionary artist, sort of getting back into the psychedelia here, modern psychedelia. Okay, then over to Nashville, Tennessee, the Hatchstow print. These folks have been making posters for a very long time, since the 1950s, with beautiful handmade, with wood type, old style wood type. Letterpress, right? This is one of my favorites, Johnny Cash. There's some of their lead type. Over to Sister Carita. We talked a little bit about her in class, the Catholic nun who served her community by teaching screen print classes. This is some of Sister Carita's work. I love this one very, very much. The screen print, right? I love the lettering. I love the careful yet kind of definitely handmade feeling to this. There's just such a nice feeling to it. I think I talked about putting letter forms down on the Xerox machine and then stretching them around. Seems like she was playing with that as well. Maybe not the Xerox, maybe she's just stretching it in other ways, but really effective and wonderful. Definitely an inspiration. I saw these pieces in person, these power-up pieces, and they're actually printed on newsprint. So she's making posters in the very classic sense, in that they're not meant to be collector's items. They're meant to be used. They're meant to be put up on a wall somewhere or repasted. So they're you know, though we consider her, you know, one of the great American artists at this point, at the time she was just trying to get her message out. There's the Sister Creator list of rules. I'm sure you've seen this before. There she is. Leading a peace march. Okay, some more modern examples. This is a bunch of paper samples from French paper. Just great graphic, colorful stuff. I thought I'd throw these in there. Alice Petullo. I love this Abecedarium. Okay, back to the Russians. If you're not comfortable with illustration, try cutting paper. Use collage. Use what you have to make this poster. Rick head off. The lettering of Ben Shahn I love very much, and the illustration of Ben Shahn. Gorgeous. I love the little glass elevator popping up the top there. It's those little details that really make a thing like this pop. Not sure some of the names of some of these artists. This is, I know this artist's name, although it's escaping me at the very moment. Tim Biskup, that's who this is. Jumping all the way around. I love this too. Again, if you're uncomfortable with illustration, try and take out a pair of scissors and use what you have. This person used leaves and needles, pine needles. The Little Friends of Printmaking, a big favorite of mine. I love these Flaming Lips posters. I talked about using pencil to start. This person used pencil and photography pretty much to make these posters. Kevin Dart, we'll kind of go quickly through the end of these. Josh Ellingson, who also teaches at CCA. I love the texture here. Grizzly Bear, I love this ink drawing. Chris Ware, I'm sure you all know Chris Ware's work. I love this very, very much. His careful, obsessive drawing. So there you go. There's a million different ways to approach your posters. You can try one of them. You can try and just get out a pencil and start in the upper left and end in the lower right. This is a nice one too. Lost Voice I found. It answers to you. Please vote. So of some two-color examples. So this is I think I showed you in Photoshop how to change the blending modes. So this is a red layer and a blue layer. One of the layers, the blending mode, is set to multiply. It gives you this great screen printed style texture. Two colors. This beautiful light blue and brown, and the combination is that yummy dark blue. These WPA travel posters. So these people are really interested in this color blocking, right? So limited color, but several colors to create this beautiful atmosphere. Love that. I love the perspective here too. This is not WPA, but it's WPA style, right? So pretty. So yeah, this is less than 10 colors, but look at the way that they're able to get so much depth out of just a few colors. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed.